can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
You don't need to be a biologist to answer a question like that. That was Senator Marsha Blackburn asking Judge Jackson what many would consider a very simple question. The Senate Judiciary Committee is scheduled to vote this morning. We're expecting an 11-11 tie before the full Senate votes on Judge Jackson becoming the newest member of the Supreme Court. We expect that vote to come on Thursday. Joining us now for more is Oklahoma Senator and member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, James Lankford. Great to have you in-house. Good to see you, sir.
It's good to see you as well.
What do you think it says about where we are as a culture that a question like that, how would you define a woman, is so darn difficult to answer?
Yeah, this is one of those shocking things about culture that people look at it and just scratch their head and say, this shouldn't be hard. Again, as a married man of 2 daughters, I can define a woman, but as a single male, I could define a woman.
Right.
Before. It's remarkable to me. This goes back to when I was going through HHS's budget last year, and they refused to use the term mother. They used birthing person instead. This is just something that this administration continues to be able to drive. There's nothing wrong with the word mother. We don't have to use the word birthing person. Mother's worked really, really well for us. The term mother, or the term woman, is self-explanatory, and that at least it used to be.
Yeah, and mother worked, I mean, I'll tell you what, mother worked for a long, long time, didn't it?
Works really well still in Oklahoma.
Yeah, good morning. I think my mom is probably watching this morning, so good morning, Mom. Appreciate you and everything you've done. So I think what a lot has been made about Joe Biden telegraphing that he was going to nominate an African-American woman. Had he just nominated a black woman to the court, nobody would have said anything as long as this person was qualified. The fact that he did something that would be illegal in corporate America, if Newsmax was looking for a new anchor or reporter and said, we're looking for a black anchor or reporter, that's against the law. That's illegal. Now we're talking about the highest court in the land. Why is it suddenly okay now? Yeah,
and what's interesting enough, she's going to be dealing with cases immediately, dealing with the universities and say, can university have racial preferences? And say we only allow certain races to be able to come into a university. So it just is a horrible way to be able to set her up, quite frankly. She's a very nice person. I'm not going to support her for the highest court of the land for a lifetime appointment. I have real concerns on how she handles deference on the executive branch and the power of the executive branch, sentencing issues. There were multiple issues. She and I had a great conversation last Thursday, talked about 45 minutes. She's someone you'd want to invite over for dinner and would really enjoy time with. I just don't believe that judicial philosophy should be on the highest court of the land as a lifetime appointment. Yeah. And so that's my challenge with this. Let's evaluate everyone based on the content of their character. Let's evaluate everyone based on who they are as a person and their own leadership and their perspective.
Do you expect this to be a squeaker, but she will be confirmed on Thursday?
I do think she'll be confirmed. This is going to be similar to what Democrats actually faced under the Trump administration. We brought forward 3 different Supreme Court nominees, and they couldn't stop it. We don't have the votes to be able to stop her either on this. So all 50 Democrats actually stand together on it, which they've all said that they will. They can move her.
So Justice Kavanaugh, Brett Kavanaugh, and we all remember that hearing not that long ago. The final vote was 50-48 in the Senate. What happened to bipartisanship in the Senate? So Ketanji Brown Jackson, she will take over for Justice Breyer. When he was confirmed 30 years ago, the vote was 87-9. What happened to that bipartisanship?
Yeah, there's an enormous shift that has happened in the Senate trying to be able to deal with this issue of just qualifications. If you go back even 15 years ago, the decision was the president gets to make the decision on this. Are they qualified or are they not qualified? And they would look at someone like Judge Jackson and say, she has the legal background, she has the background in education, here's her caseload and everything. They would say, okay, qualified, not qualified. Now the perspective is really shifted to, is that a philosophy that I would really line up with? Because the cases that she will hear and how she rules, people will look at all of us and will say, you supported that. Right. And so it's a very different shift, not only in the Senate, but also in America as well.